from one of them, please afterwards introduce yourselves, get to know our community, and welcome. So what you're here for today is the MEST Talks, formerly MINC Talks, but we're rebranding as MEST Talks. And that is a monthly panel session where we invite professionals from various industries that would be helpful to startups, helpful particularly to our startup community here at Meltwater, but also as we're opening up to the public, just anyone that I find this is very helpful. So as you know, as you saw from the invite, today's is how to get local press for your innovative startup. And we have some really exciting speakers today. We have people who've worked in the test industry for many years throughout various different media platforms. So I'm excited, and we're still waiting on a couple, but we'll just start. So we can respect your time. First up, we have Ms. Eyram Bashan, formerly Mary Ann Eyram Accolatse. Is that correct? Okay. And Ms. Eyram, if you haven't read the bio, has over 16 years of media experience within and outside of Ghana. She has been the managing news editor for Metro TV, multi-TV Joynews, and director of news, current affairs, and sports on TV3. Right now, she's managing Vision Africa Production, a new media production entity that seeks to bring professional and quality media content to media consumers. And so, please join me in welcoming Ms. Eyram.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Good morning. Wow. I see a familiar face already. Once again, good morning. Just a bit of maybe housekeeping for this. My voice is not too, it's gone a bit husky. And if I'm not clear, please just let me know. I'm struggling to project my voice. Thank you very much. It's okay. I feel very honored to be in your midst, even though I was telling my colleague that you guys are very fortunate. You should be paying fortune for these kinds of talk, but it's excellent using this platform to take advantage of whatever skill, knowledge exists for you to tap into. So I am excited to be in your midst, and I feel like I'm talking to a group of world changers who are going to drive the Silicon Valley tradition and what do you call it, wave in Ghana, and for that matter, Africa. I'm excited about technology, even though I'm not a tech person. My son is, and through him, I've come to learn more about it. I was just telling my colleague that definitely he has to find himself, whatever he will do to get here. He's currently at TIS, and he's excited about technology. He wants to do software, whatever is related with it. I'm excited about what Meltwater is doing in the country. Very noble intentions, and I hope that it pays off, and that looking back, by the time the program fruits, they will see the pumping effect on our economy, badly need you guys. Already we are seeing quite a number of software developers who are making it talk about it's a pay sale, and I've seen them around. I didn't even know they were a part of Meltwater, right? Yeah. And so it will be lovely seeing either a Microsoft to take it out. So it would be nice seeing the power of those. So once again, it's just a chat between very obviously aggressive, agitated minds that want to do things differently. I also love innovation. I love to look around and see what I can do differently, even within the space of media. So my job here this morning is just to share with you. I just called it Entrepreneurial and Media. I'm told you all graduates of various traditional universities, but beyond that, you've also gone through the Meltwater program successfully and been incubated, and so you are budding entrepreneurs waiting to unleash your products to Ghana and the world. So it means that somehow we're in this platform. I'm also an entrepreneur as well. I'm currently running my own can identify where we are. All these years I was working for big media owners, and I spent my heart doing them. I believe in whatever you find to do, whether it's yours or not, do it to the best of your ability. But when it's time for yours to do the same. So I did it all, and I think I picked one to learn the ropes, and I think I'm ready to do it. And it's not been easy, and I don't know whether you've started yet, but you are very privileged. I didn't have this. I understand it's a full scholarship, or $50,000. I mean, you guys are very privileged and blessed. But regardless, it's still fun, and you need the media, and I'm excited that despite wearing neutral caps as entrepreneurs, I can also share something more, which is working with the media as technology innovators or producers. Thinking around areas such as innovation or being innovative with your products. Does the media have a coverage for young entrepreneurs? What will attract a media house to give press coverage to a startup company? And being a news editor, or for all the roles that I've worked in, what makes us, sort of sympathetic or generous towards you? Well, I said you have to start with us, and I think this is a beautiful starting point. That they have brought us here to interact with you is to help you to appreciate the fact that you need us. Sometimes we can be, what do you call it, a pest or thorn in the flesh. Sometimes, depending on how we are able to skew the information and present you in a whatever it is, you still need us. But there are ways to be able to manage that relationship in order for it to be fruitful for your business. You need us because we give you a very huge multiplier effect. We give you visibility, we give you power. Visibility translates into power. Listen, you can have the best of the products, you can have the best of brains. If nobody knows about it, that is money sitting wasted somewhere until you get discovered. You're working millions, you can impact the world, you can generate the resources, build the partnerships and all of that. So you badly need the media. And we are very expensive as well. I'm sure you know that TV, radio, internet and all of that, it can be quite expensive, but beautifully there are ways around it. I guess that is why we are having this discussion. How do you get around it with a lean budget to still be able to form that, mutually beneficial partnership with us and still get your products out, basically? And so getting us involved from the word go, thinking about us. I don't know by the time you guys leave this place whether you'll be giving some funding, but you need to get Meltwater to understand that if they're giving you funding, that must also cover the budget for the media. And you need to plan for that, have an idea of how much you're willing to spend or how much the business can afford to spend, and make provision for that. Plan for it so that it doesn't take you unawares, you don't get frustrated, you think you're doing so much and yet nobody knows about it. And the media is not friendly because you can't get access to it because it's so expensive. I said, so let your business plan include us. Project success of business or project the success of the business as tied to as in the planning and possibly with measurable goals. So even at the stage of planning, if you're able to include publicity or media as part of it, then you can also add, targets so that at the end of it, you can monitor, you can then see, listen, this hasn't, what is the best media I can use? What's the most affordable media I can use? And then you can evaluate, and then you can change your game plan maybe over a certain period. You don't need to go the long haul because it's media. And then, like I said, it reduces the entry barrier. For instance, there are some products, maybe it's a virgin market, nobody knows about it. And I think even technology is still a virgin market. Even though technology is gradually creeping in, and we're using the phones, internet, but you know that penetration is still low. And then the illiterate population still are the majority. Of course, you need to be literate to be able to use technology, even though I think some of you are also getting around the literacy bits. But those are some of the barriers that are likely to confront your penetration into the market. And so the media helps you to be able to reduce that, provides a platform for you to explain yourself, for you to engage your audiences, your market, your partners, your funders, and the likes. Develop your message. Around this time too, you should be knowing who you are. That is what branding is. Everything I'm wearing, I chose to because I wanted it to reflect who I am. Indeed, if I thought that I wanted to project my sexuality, maybe I'll be wearing something else because that is my brand. But I didn't. If I thought that I was this rigid, and very business-like and stiff, whatever, I will still make it look like. Basically, that's what branding is. You don't want others to say what you are not about you, but you want to be in control of who you are. So you want to share that communication about yourself. You want to plan it. You don't just want it to be just anyhow. So who are you? I don't know the names of some of the products, but I suppose it's coming because that's the only products I know. But I think I have this so I can look at that. Kitiwa, I don't know what Kitiwa is. But right from the word you need to develop the identity. I want to be known for this, maybe for this quality, for this speed, and for this friendliness. That maybe my main market is the masses, not the higher up. People need to know immediately. So craft it. Don't wait for people to begin to imagine. So what is this? There are so many products out there. You're wondering where are they from? What do they represent? You can't wrap your mind around it. And let your message or your brand connect with a bigger picture. For instance, if the product is about fixing a particular issue, you want that from the word go, you have your fingers wrapped around that. If it is to solve, let's say, payroll issues, then it's good. I said let it fit into a bigger picture because it helps people to easily identify with it. Don't let it be so abstract that people will still be struggling to understand what this product. At the end of the day, they are for consumers. If the consumers do not understand it, you're lost. Okay, I want to make a beautiful clothes and people just can't understand what this clothing is about. It doesn't make sense. And be creative and innovative about your message so that it's not just you're excited about big words or maybe there's a word you've heard that person. It needs to make sense. It needs to be smart. It needs to be spot on. And it needs to attract, I can't think of a few that I could share with you. Maybe because of our chats that will come up. Know your budget. So from the word go, like I suppose you should be planning with it from the word go. Just think about budget. Of course, by the time you're doing your budget, you're thinking about which one will work for you. Depending on the kind of products you're developing, then your target audience will be different. For instance, if you're developing a mass product, there isn't any need to be targeting the high price. It doesn't make sense. Or the elite. And if you're targeting the elite, your product is geared towards, let's say, the working class or the blue chip kind of thing, then you don't have any business focusing on the electric masses. So every media and the target audience that they are able to command. For instance, Peace FM, we all know, is a mass market brand. Even that, sometimes some of the elites listen to it, and you're wondering, will it give you the elite numbers that you need in terms of consumers? Or if you go to Joy FM or maybe my Joy Online, for instance, if your product, you realize that most of the consumers will be the users of the internet, then that is the way to go. If it's those who will be reading the newspapers. So that then will determine your budget. And you want the biggest numbers. It's not just somebody who is promising you one or two, but because you don't have much money, you want that the little money you use, you make a huge impact also. You don't spread them. Helps to spend within your means, the budgeting. Then explore options that are suitable for you. That's what I just explained. So through that planning process, you know which media house will work for you. Then social media is the cheapest. I think you already know that. I won't spend time on that. Because I think even for the kind of products, that is a way, and it's becoming the most accessible, most friendly, and most convenient or even cheaper means of advertising. For instance, if you developed a video package and you had a link and you just passed it around, that is quite a number of information you have picked now. Hadn't been broken by traditional media. It was mainly social media. So social media, I would say, is your number one space, but even that you still need to be very careful. Fortunately, the traditional media institutions are also taking advantage of that. So they are also developing more audiences from there. So just to aggregate the numbers. So it means that you still do not have to ignore the traditional media. You still use them and see how you can use their followers. For instance, Joy was with you. They have a huge following. How can you tap into that to still using the social media space to be able to send information about your products and websites? I don't know whether you're supporting the website now. You guys were able to change this. I'm sure you guys can even fix your own website. Definitely it's another way. But again, the traditional media, they also have their websites. So it's also another platform you can access. Then the traditional media, we talked about that. You can do without it. Radio, TV, print billboards. Whether you want to go international or local, we need to know about you. So there we are. I think the main aspect of this discussion is how do you win the link? So how do you get us on board so you can break through that glass ceiling and generate the buzz? Let me ask, do we have names of our businesses already developed? So can somebody volunteer a name or two?
Great. I will. Artbook.
Artbook.
Yeah.
What is it about?
Well, Artbook is essentially online video advertising company. We work with brands and websites to place ads for them to go.
Powerful. So it's like, facilitating the marketing bit for
Precisely.
businesses. Powerful. Any other? Something that is not new, sorry. Crazy. Basil, you? Oh, powerful. Oh, you enjoy free advertising. Excellent. So let's say Basil. How do you support us? How do you do it? How have you do it? You're yet to. Wow, that's your passing. Hey, the name is already gelling. I like the name, Basil. I don't know how you call it. Names have a way of, it's just like a way of just, thrusting you out there, like Kitwa. I don't know what is Kitwa here. Because Kitwa, I think, is a local language for small. I don't know what it means, but it just has a way of quickly getting you loved and, generating the buzz in the markets. And it's about payrolls and stuff, right? Excellent. So how do you process? How would payroll do Basil do this? How would Atroc do this? Do you know your competitors? Who are they? Software? And do you know the media they're using? And they're Eyram, they're known. And somehow they didn't even start off that big. They just focused on providing service. We talked about that. But it's quite difficult because Software is huge, isn't it? You can already see. Of course, you can compare anything you think you should do. So, and when you have competitors like that in the whole sector, and who are high up like that, it can be daunting thinking, how do you displace them? Or at least how do you bring some of that publicity onto yourself? It's not too, especially when you have lean budgets. Meltwater, I think your budget is not too lean. It was kind of I said, court us. You can see it, court us. Court the media. Don't shy away. Many people shy away from the media. They're not too sure whether we are trustworthy. Sometimes a little conversation in private, a little something that they're told in confidence before they blow it up, still trust and court us. You see, it's all about the relationship and how you manage it. Depending on the level of relationship and that can tell the kind of abuses or breaches that can emerge. So you still cannot do without us, court us. Don't shy away from it. When we have programs or whatever, please still do. You can organize a soiree, for instance. I would love to see like a pay sales soiree for media managers, editors. Just invite us. Even the few that show up, often they won't show up. Don't be heartbroken. That's how we are. We don't have time. We're busy with deadlines. We need to package the the news for you. But don't be heartbroken. Still push and try. Even if you have one, likely that one is going to open many doors to you because we are very closely knitted. We are connected. He's my body. He's my style. I know him. In fact, we know ourselves. So chances are, once you know me and we have a relationship, oh, let me chip in a word for you. Let me talk to that. Let me talk to that. So don't you worry if you don't know all of us, and at least you know the key ones. Identify the key ones, those that are the influencers in every business and advertising strategy. You want to know those that are your influencers. The same with the media. There are some that will so much influence, and if they're around you, you'll influence. So Swali's new product launches, I would love to see a beautiful launch of Ashford or Paysil. Any other name happens to be my last name. Oh, come on, help me. And I want a lady. Hey, my girls, my ladies. And you see, we need to be able to. One way of engaging the media is our confidence. You know, we need to come out of our shells. Be forthright. Show that you have the strength of the mind that you have that is translating in the interaction. Because when you look quickly, that's when sometimes they can take you for a ride and publish all kinds of things about you and they are equal. So any lady in our midst that would say,
well, I'm not a product of Meltwater, but we're non-profit African Entrepreneurs Hub.
okay,
Our focus is on encouraging entrepreneurship amongst the youth.
beautiful. So it's still a company. But I think I'll prefer. So we don't have a lady amongst us. We do. What's the name of yours?
I'm a product of Meltwater.
Okay, so what's the okay, I'll keep going. What's the name of yours? Or not? You're not, right? Are you?
I work with the companies.
Okay, how about you? How about you? Hello, it's you. No. You have a company? Okay, let's go. I'm sad.
I promise we have females in here.
All right. But you can understand, we are not technology. It's well. And so, product launches. It will be great to have our products launched, and wherever they are, we should be able to share them. And also, identify specific programs and findings, and lobby. So, well, the porting us is part of the lobbying thing. And then I said, let's do it in a way that is mutually respectful to the class. We shouldn't be that we think that the media is higher, or we are lower, or we are higher and the media is lower. There have been my colleagues who feel like talked down to, or they think they have been they haven't been respected, you know, in that relationship. Then they can get antagonistic. And sometimes even when they see whites, they will say they see black, just because, of course, you can understand. It's human emotion, so it's very important. We are professional about that relationship, very open-minded, and very resourceful as well. Be available and encourage facility talks. So I don't know where we are based, but it would be nice to come around and visit where we are, just to know what we're done. Once we come in, the familiarity thing just sets in, and then one thing leads to another. These are the sticky areas to watch out for. I said listen, no matter what we think about the media, we know some of us have been demonized, some of us haven't really been out to the work, and by so doing, we've really attracted some really bad feedback, and therefore, reputationally, we're really damaged goods. It doesn't really matter. Whatever your opinions are about the media, it's very safe for you to keep them in your pockets. Don't, let them out and antagonize the relationship you want to cultivate. It's very, very important. And I guess this goes for any other networking sort of agenda you want to pursue. It helps you. Because one thing, they are tough, or territorial in nature. And if they think that you look down upon them, you don't respect them, then they can go really bizarre. Sometimes things that they shouldn't say favorably on your part. You know how we can just either subsume an important information and just bury it somewhere and just focus on the next, because every business entity, one day or another, will always have a bad day. We all agree. And it's not like we're doing it perfect. but that day will come, and that is when you partner with the leader on your side. And if you have been, nose higher up and, who are these bunch of nothings who hold themselves like they know everything, which is a phrase I hear almost now and then you are not going to get a leader on your side. So please keep your opinions, especially the negative ones, in your pockets. Play neutral. It's also competitive in the media landscape. Some media houses just don't even want to hear the name of their competitors. I'm sure you will know. I don't know how it works with the technology market, but media, it can be really nasty. And so when you are quoting and you want to please one over the other, then you're likely to be shooting yourself. Because then it gets to a point where it's that other media that is, and then if you, because you've been seen on this platform all the time and you've been patronizing them and endorsing them and all of that, you don't want to have anything to do. You don't need that. The politicians do this very well. Somehow they are able to get the media houses on their side. You can also do that because it works for them. Avoid biases, open preferences to specific media, and not to be caught up with their media rights. And then improve personal brand value. So sometimes you can be the brand cover, sort of articulating the values of the business, but you need somebody to be projecting the values of the business. Oftentimes it's good if you're able to train or maybe either your CEO or a publicist, whoever you want to engage to do that work, but you don't have a large budget, so you can be you, but train yourself in such a way that whether you're behind your equipment working or you're engaging the media, you are appealing and you love, especially for television, they love the look and feel. Seriously, sometimes for the scientists, we love to look ragged. Sometimes it's nice also for TV when you look very odd and bizarre and very different and ragged. And so we love it. So look at this guy, and then we'll paint you in that manner. But it would be nice if you always put together, very spot on. It helps. It makes you also very attractive. The TV guys love that. Every time TV is engaging you, they're thinking about looking for this. There have been many instances, there have been great programs, and we've had great people who can say, when we look at their look, we will enhance the audience, at all. So it's very, very important for you to do that. Don't take a look and feel for granted. Besides, it reflects on your mindset about your business as well. So, especially if you're looking at develop yourself to the point that you become a powerhouse, so that you become, let's say, like a pundit or an expert for the media. It's a very cheap way of attracting the media. So, for instance, we're doing a story about this ghost name stuff and how government is not getting it. You don't need to be caught up in the political thing, because of course that's also sort of a landmine we don't want to get involved in. But you have expert opinion you want to share. The more available you are and the smarter you sound in your judgment, professional judgment, the more appealing you become. They call you, you're available to share your professional opinion. Before long, you just need to give a phone call and they're there. They're not asking you for money, nothing. They will do so. Okay, so very, very important. Build on your knowledge powerhouse and build it to the point that you are confident enough to share it with the media. Become a reference point. Then people begin to subscribe to your emails, subscribe quotes, sayings to you. Then before long, everybody wants to talk to you. You would even get to a point you're hiding away from the media because they know that you will become an expert in that particular field. So it can be through research. For instance, you can even decide to publish a paper. For instance, depending on what product you're publishing. And I'm just showing you, these are all very smart ways of getting around it without taking your hands into your pockets and having to pay for it. So, for instance, if you were to do a research paper or anything like that is on an issue that has come up, they can pick it up, or a press release, they can pick it up and publish it for free. And then strategic strategic brand options, product sampling. You can get us to sample your products. I put in personal shoes because of course, like I said, I don't know your products very well, but that guy produces great shoes in Ghana, and he got presidents to endorse it, and the president's like, listen, you guys need to patronize me in Ghana because I'm wearing personal shoes in Ghana. It was just a guy like you who was developed by a multimedia business incubator program, and that's it. And he's making it big. He's taking advantage of it. You get people that are already higher up. You don't need to get the president anyway. For instance, it would be nice to get dons in that industry, think tanks, even the ministry itself, to just come in maybe during the product launch or whatever. You need to begin engaging them one way or the other. Once you get the endorsements, that's it. Or professors who are respected in your industry, for instance, to endorse your products, then that's it. You have it. Again, you can, I think this will be more. The other bit, if you badly need to get the media and you want to pay for it, you can negotiate packages. And like I said, for instance, there's a barter that you can do. That is the one that I can think of. Maybe after I can share any other with you. But barter means that you have, even if you don't have money, you have the brain power, you have your product, so you can swap it. Many startups have started like that. FC, when it started, was sharing the makeup and other products with the media houses. What they give products, and then we give them in credit when they have programs to invite them. So then that was visibility. That's it. So at least it helps you build up the visibility so you are able to afford to start it. Then I've talked about the sampling. You can also sponsor programs. For instance, the university computer department, if they're having their whole week or week celebrations, whatever, they also can take it out to sponsor them, and they might be getting free publicity. So once they come to cover them, your name comes up as well, and that's free publicity. And then you can also negotiate. Once you're a startup, you can come in, sit with the media houses. They are willing to do that. Once you have the relationship already, you can accept also take advantage of business support organizations like this. You're already doing that, so that is a freebie for you. And take advantage also of trade fairs, exhibitions. And finally, just be innovative about it. You have a punchline, and so you can easily remember. And also make sure you have your talking points on your achievements. Anytime there is media engagement, you can just share this. There are many of us that want to be modest, who want to be discovered by the media. The media is discovering so many millions of businesses. They don't have the time to be chasing you. If you have been acknowledged internationally or even locally, share that with the media. Do a press release, share it. And fortunately, we're beginning to see a culture of celebrating our own. Why don't that? Share your achievements. Even this, graduating from this is a huge achievement. Let's hear from it and let's celebrate you.